Hi, ladies. I'm so sorry to be missing this time with you, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the video that you just saw about stamping eternity on our eyes. This idea of everything that we look at, everything that we interpret should be a filter of eternity. It should be through this concept of the world has been broken, the world is hurting. But we just came out of Easter, where we talk about not just the sacrifice of Christ on the cross, but we talk about the resurrection. We focus on the resurrection. We focus on the beauty of our sin was paid on the cross, but we were freed from the wrath of God through the resurrection. And that is eternity. That's the purpose of eternity. That's what even makes eternity possible, is that Christ died, but then he rose. The resurrection is what makes his payment permanent. That's what conquers death. And so when we look at the mess and the chaos and the anxiety of our lives, it should be stamped with the beauty of eternity. It should be stamped with the beauty of the resurrection. We should be able to see that, yes, forgiveness is difficult, and yes, selfishness is easy. But when we take the resurrection, when we look at eternity and we stamp our lives with this, we realize that forgiveness is undeserved both directions. That as difficult as it is for us to humble ourselves and forgive those around us, that there's a reason that it's difficult, because it's not of us, it's of God. And so as we process through this idea of our thoughts in light of eternity, in light of heaven being our home, what are we doing to stamp our everyday with eternity on our eyes? That when we want to have a negative thought, that when we want to think less of ourselves, when we want to think less of someone else, grace abounds all the more. Grace abounds, and we should not sin just to see it abound. It has already abounded. Grace has already conquered, because the resurrection happened and eternity is possible. So tonight, as you have some time together, I would love for you to think through this idea of stamping eternity on our eyes and guarding our thoughts through that filter. We see things, and that leads to thoughts. I would love for us to talk about how we put that stamp on our eyes, how we allow that to be the filter through which we process the world and we see ourselves, and the thoughts that we're often challenged with as women, the thoughts that we're challenged with in this season of life as young 20-year-olds, the thoughts that we're challenged with because of the inconsistencies of life and the unexpected changes. So I hope you enjoy your time together, and as you finish up, I would really encourage you to listen to the song Greatness of Our God by Hillsong. I would love for you to take some time of reflection while listening to this song and really see how it's impacting and challenging us to have eyes that are for the greatness of God. Love you, ladies. I'm sorry to be missing this, but I look forward to maybe unpacking some more of this on the retreat this weekend with all of you. Have a great time.